Hey everybody, welcome back to the next reaction video. This time looking at Norfolk Southern, the AC44C6M rebuild from AdvanceApproach Productions. I'm very excited to get into this entry as last time I took a look at the SD70 ACC video he did. So without further ado, let's get started now.
Hello there, I'm Alex with AdvanceApproach Productions.
That's a nice model, by the way. Although, what's with the wheels there? Is it like that for other models like this? Because I'm not familiar with them.
And today we will be talking about the Norfolk Southern AC44C6M.
That's really cool.
In this video, we will dive into the history of the AC44C6M, and throughout you will see personal pictures and videos of AC44C6Ms that I have seen. Accompanying my personal pictures will be shots from close friends who were kind enough to allow me to use their shots for the video. So without further delay, let's get into the video of Norfolk Southern's most successful rebuild.
That's loud. That's a cool shot, by the way.
General Electric, or GE, was coming off back-to-back successes with their Dash 7 and Dash 8 series of locomotives.
Dash 8s, man. NS1s, especially X-Con rails, RIP.
These two locomotives combined sold over 3,000 units in all their variations. GE, looking to continue their success, released their Dash 9 series of locomotives. These locomotives would be very successful, and Norfolk Southern would purchase a very hefty amount. In total, between the standard cab and wide cab versions, Norfolk Southern would purchase over 1,000 models of the Dash 9 series. These Dash 9 locomotives would press on in service until 2015. Around this time, Norfolk Southern was looking for a way to modernize and extend the life of their Dash 9 fleet. Their solution was the AC44C6M. This locomotive will be produced in conjunction with Wabtec and GE in a variety of locations. The first two locomotives would be produced under contract from GE at American Motive Power's Dansville, New York facility. These two units, numbered 4000 and 4001, would be rebuilt from Norfolk Southern's standard cab Dash 9 fleet. These standard cab units were the oldest at the time and therefore took priority when it came to rebuilding. NS4000 and NS4001 would roll out of the shops in a blue main paint scheme with gold trim, gray body, and black logo. These locomotives would be nicknamed Sonic Bonnets due to their similarity with Sonic the Hedgehog. NS4000 and 4001 would be released into service, and GE would continue to produce new AC44C6M units, except they would be released from Erie, Pennsylvania and Fort Worth, Texas.
Right. The other mains.
NS4000 and 4001 were not the only units to be painted in a special scheme. NS4002 and 4003 were released with a black and Tuscan main with a gray body. This Tuscan main was chosen to represent the unit being rebuilt at Norfolk Southern's Roanoke locomotive shops. The Tuscan calls back to the days of the Norfolk and Western with the N&W's J and K class locomotives who wore Tuscan stripes.
So that does make sense after all.
Along with the first four specially painted conversion units, two more were released. These locomotives were similar to the ones released from Roanoke, except they wore a blue stripe. This blue stripe represented the unit being rebuilt at Norfolk Southern's Juniata shops.
4005, by the way, I have actually encountered. I encountered it leading an intermodal with an SD70 Mac right behind. An XB and a SF, by the way. Like, to be real honest, after I caught that thing, I could barely control myself. Like, I got so excited. I could not believe that I caught one of them things. I wanted a Sonic Bonnet so badly. And after several days of pretty much getting nothing, this thing came in through my line. And I could not believe my eyes when I saw it. Like, that was one of the best days of my life. I love the Sonic bonnets. And 4005 absolutely made my day.
Common power. Moving on from the specially painted units into the horsehead painted locomotives, there are two types that exist. The first is a unit rebuilt by Norfolk Southern at one of their shops. These units are easily identifiable by the DC to AC waveform logo underneath the number on the cab. The second
Also, am I like the only person?
by the DC to AC waveform logo
Also, I'm probably like the only rail fan who's crazy for the waveform units. I don't know why. I just really like them.
underneath the number on the cab. The second type of unit is the one without a waveform logo. These locomotives were rebuilt by GE and Wabtec at their facilities and then returned to Norfolk Southern. Focusing on the rebuild itself, the main noticeable difference are in the cab and the addition of new electronic boxes on the conductor's side of the locomotive. The cab of the locomotive is based on the GE ES44 cab and has been upgraded with new electronics and technology.
So the cab, as well as the Dash 9 car body, gives the C6Ms their distinctive hybrid appearance. Overall, that is.
As for the technical specifications of these locomotives, they are as follows. Starting with the name of the locomotive, AC stands for alternating current, an upgrade from the prior direct current that the Dash 9s had. The 44 stands for the horsepower output of the engine, which is rated at 4,400 horsepower. C stands for the C-C wheel arrangement. The 6 stands for all 6 axles being under AC power, and the M is for modified or modernized cab.
And to think about that, having the Dash 9s rebuilt into not only the equivalent of an AC44, but basically AC44s on steroids. Now, you could also say that for the C44ACM rebuilds from Union Pacific, which used to be AC6000CWs before being derated and whatnot. Both examples are effectively just beefed up AC44s. Like, these things got plenty of power, especially for slugging it out and whatnot.
The AC44C6M is equipped with a GE 7FDL-16 diesel engine and meets Tier 1 emission standards. The locomotive weighs 432,000 pounds and has a fuel capacity of 5,000 gallons. These units have cab signals, dynamic brakes, positive train control or PTC, and are capable of being a distributed power unit or DPU. The AC44C6M comes equipped most commonly with a Nathan K5LA, but some units have sported horns such as Nathan P5s and a variety of others.
$4,100. Awesome. Waveform unit sister duo right here. Oh yeah, P5. And with a Dash 9 right behind. Love it, man. Now the Dash 9.
With the AC44C6M becoming more and more prevalent on Norfolk Southern's system, the Dash 9 series of locomotives have yet to be pulled from service. These locomotives are reaching 20 plus years in service and are still pressing on, with over 300 units still in active service. However, even though they still operate today, the clock is slowly ticking for the Dash 9 as all the standard cab versions have been rebuilt and the wide cab versions are slowly but surely finding their way into storage lines or being shipped off for rebuilding.
Yep, and so far I've only encountered 3 of them. Those units being 9740, 9848, and 9620. The last 2 I caught in the middle of a train meet, which was pretty cool, especially with 9848 leading. So yeah, it's since Norfolk Southern has been doing these rebuilds for like 8 or so years now, it's getting more and more harder to encounter these Dash 9s. Like, it's pretty difficult now to even get one trailing. Like, it's just crazy seeing all these units disappear before our very eyes thanks to these rebuilds. But they are successful, but we are all going to miss them once they're completely phased out. I know I will. But over time, I have grown to like the AC44C6Ms just as much as the Dash 9s. I love both models so much. Like, I cannot describe it any better. Like, I love both of them dearly. Especially the Dash 9s that have been very iconic to the railroad. And last time I checked, there's around 430 plus of these things, of these Dash 9s, still in active service, aside from the ones that are either rapidly stored left and right, being retired, shipped off for rebuilding, and whatnot. But overall, make sure you get these units while you still can, because nobody knows how much longer they've got left, especially with these rebuilds coming in. So keep your eyes peeled. Now, I apologize for rambling on there, but I had to say it. I love these units so much. By the way, I am disappointed that none of these standard cab Dash 9s were saved. I felt like at least one of them deserved to be preserved, at least. Or maybe kept around a little longer, but, you know, you can't save all of them. I understand that. But R.I.P. to the GE cast.
At the beginning of this video, I called the AC44C6M the most successful NS rebuild. While some may disagree and have their own opinions on the locomotive,
No, you're not wrong. I have to agree with you. The C6Ms have definitely been the most successful rebuild from NS, judging by how many of these things have been rebuilt. Like, they are everywhere on the system. You can find them on literally any train. Maybe even on short locals for all I know. But overall, these things are everywhere. You cannot miss them, just like their Dash 9 predecessors before them.
the program has been successful in extending the life of their rebuilt locomotives. Norfolk Southern has currently rebuilt over 600 of their Dash 9s into AC44C6Ms, and there are plenty more on order. The AC44C6M, as the Dash 9 was before, has now become the backbone of the Norfolk Southern system. The AC44C6M can be found anywhere, whether it's on priority intermodals, coal drags, local service, or general manifest. These locomotives were built to perform anywhere as they are needed.
So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the reaction. Let me know what you think down below. I love the C6Ms so much, just like the Dash 9s. You let me know down below. As always, guys, take care, and I'll see y'all next time.